and Lucas is looking at the left, and I think that Lucas was just down underneath it a little more, so putting Billy in the back seat there. Beautiful drop for Lucas Chianca, and really coming around that corner, finding some down the line speed.
But back to your point of choosing a lighter surfboard, it reminds you this individual sport, it's always up to them what they want to ride. And going for broke, a big airdrop for Lucas. Setting that one up late on purpose to get more risk involved. Now into this inside corner, he'll just lay back the carve. You thinking with the bump in the wave, he wanted to have a thruster really prepared instead of what most people were going with the quad setup. More waves on the way, an exciting final already. Nathan Florence got about 12 waves in his last semifinal and getting his first start here in the final here of the Nazaré Challenge. Signature guns on hand, and looks like we're getting a jump start to this heat. World number 1, Lenny, able to tackle the first ride of the final, withstanding the power of that whitewater. Kai knows the whole scenario going down in the world title race.
The hook, and then Grant Twiggy Baker on the right, finding himself kind of got rewarded, a little wave there. Look at this, he kind of holds it back and then goes for it. We're going to go with Grant Twiggy Baker on the replay for here, and you can kind of see that slopey ride kind of backing off a little bit for him, but he does well to stay within the power pocket of the wave, trying to get as many points as possible out of this ride, and then comes to the inside, kicks out.
Yeah, brother John Florence when it comes to fitness.
I think they have different regimes when it comes down to what they do. I know that John, he'd be more into flexibility and training through strength with that, and I think Nathan, he does get after the weight lift and goes for a lot of different strength types of training that involve movement, heavy lifting.
Nathan Florence in the third place position at the moment in this finals. We're just getting the official word from the commissioner's office.
Yeah, you don't always have the opportunity, and look at Nathan just flying into these waves from way outside.
Nathan deep, loving the glide off that big wave gun. Riding a lot of paddle acts from Paisel over the years, enjoying his approach in hollow conditions, and also seeing him in the big wave game. Florence works really hard. This Sunday, there's Carnival happening here at Nazaré, and we're about to crown a champion. Watching this, there's some waves coming through. Nice chip in from out the back for Lucas Chianca. Huge stretched out bottom turn, projecting himself down the line with a ton of speed. Running out of open face, but already a brilliant ride. It's going to grow in front of him just enough to exit. Super clean.
And then Chianca, look at this guy, just having so much fun out there. He's finding wave after wave. You can see Billy Kemper on the corner of this wave when it happened, just looking up the look of frustration, knowing that Lucas was getting another great wave.
Amazing speed out of the gates for Chianca as numbers drift in. 5.23, just improves on his lead out front.
Love the way he's surfing. Look at Billy stroking into this one.
Billy Kemper gets the runway in, his first wave of the final, and the surfer from Maui wanted to hunt down that barrel. He's got a ton of foam and whitewater on the face, and he'll just stand tall and pack the closeout on the inside. Kemper showing his courage, his bravery, and a lot of bravado on his opening strike.
Yeah, beautiful ride. That thing coming into it, that was a solid wave, and had a great line, and just came up under the hood, really looking solid as he pulled up through the inside corner, and then for the closeout barrel.
Sunset earlier this year. How'd you like the takeoff here? It was?
Well, he angled right in off the top, looking at that corner. It was nice and steep, perfect positioning, and almost had a, off the top.
And now that backup score he's trying to develop, improve on a 5.17 stranglehold at the start of this final, and now chipping in is Lenny once again. Kai driving off the bottom. Grab rail down carve, and now setting up this little inside corner. Kai doing a great job just to find maneuvers on every single right that he's been picking off.
It's a bomb. We saw in the previous shot a wave breaking way outside, and then they converged and finally came together. Billy Kemper
skipping down the face. Kemper, world number 2, thinking about a world title on the line. building some speed. He likes packing this big closeout section. This time he's going to get clipped. Board flips, and it looks like he landed right on top of it. That opening wave for the barrel, 4.27. He knew he'd have a big opportunity here. Just popping up now. Immediately wearing the next one on the head. Kemper staying calm in a heavy section. The most dangerous part of that was just that board flipping at the most critical part of that wave. 33 minutes on the clock. Nazaré making a big statement in the big wave scene over the years as we look at a huge takeoff for Nacho Gonzalez. A huge wall of whitewater will land on our surfer's head from the Basque Country, but showing total commitment. And that wave had a lot of size as well coming through, Strider. Welcome you here for this kind of new phenomenon that they've been enjoying in the last few years of big wave surfers showing up in their town. As we'd also see Nacho Gonzalez fighting for more.
For it to come into it and kind of airlift off the top. Billy Kemper finding himself a little too deep on that wall, but yeah, just absolutely getting low and just holding on, trying to get through that big whitewater section. He gets bucked off.
Steading up in the lead like he has every round so far, but back to the world title hopeful Lenny during the break had a little airdrop and somehow survived that bottom turn, Strider.
Wow, did you see that wipeout?
Morning, it's absolutely freezing here. It's warmed up a bit, and especially heating up in the final is Billy Kemper. Laying low through a mountain of whitewater. Gets the completion there. Remember, he's taken a couple big beatings on the inside closeout section. First one, he just stood tall and wore it on the head.
Rolled over, steamrolled, gets slammed. Here's Lucas.
Lucas coming out of the gates with so much speed. Going for a big launch out the back, gets some air and pulls it off on the top of the barrel section. Chianca pulling off a miracle ride. Unbelievable. Seeing him go for a big frontside air in a big wave event and coming down with control.
There's the right. That's Grant Twiggy Baker. Found himself on the right. Gets himself a little turn off the top. Comes to the inside and finishes off. Just kicks out. But let me tell you, if you want to put an exclamation point on total domination, Lucas Chianca just did.
6:55 on the clock. This one going underneath Kai, but in position is Billy Kemper. Two-time Piahi Challenge champ. Winner at Sunset to kick off the season. He's stalling to try to pack the pit. Gets covered up with a wall of whitewater and somehow stays on his board for the completion.
A great effort and really got into that wave. You know, the separation could do something for the positioning out the back for Lenny. He's going to be right back into the mix. You know, Billy getting into this wave nice and early, finds the corner, really sees a bowl coming up to the face, so he's slowing himself down. Water kind of covering him up there, just white water. So not huge score there, but a great effort to try and find something. And he's going to get back out there and probably go right back to work on positioning against Lenny.